Steve, one more on the record since it's approaching. You're a pretty good shooter yourself. I was wondering, could you speak a little bit about Stefan's ability to make threes, not just as a catch and shoot guy, but off the dribble, and how that's sort of become not only a signature weapon, but arguably the signature weapon that's propelled him to this record? And compare that and contrast that to your era of shooting, or even Ray Allen's era of shooting.
Right.
How special that is.
Yeah, that's what makes Steph who he is, the combination of the ability to shoot threes on or off the ball, off the dribble or catch and shoot. I don't think there's ever been anybody like him. Ray Allen is maybe the closest. Damian Lillard is similar ability to play off pick and roll or catch and shoot. But Steph is so unique in that regard, and it makes him a threat anywhere on the floor at any time, with the ball, without the ball, doesn't matter. And so it's pretty unique. His dad was an amazing shooter, and Dell and I played against each other many times, and you couldn't leave Dell anywhere. And obviously Steph and Seth learned quite a bit from their dad. But Dell couldn't come off pick and roll and dribble like Steph could. So it's very unique, but I'm sure his background growing up in a basketball family, and then that type of athleticism and speed and work ethic, it's all combined to make this amazing player. Thanks, everybody.
Steph, what do you remember about watching Ray Allen's game and what he was able to do, becoming a 3-point star, and what that meant for basketball and what that meant for what you're doing today?
I mean, he was, I guess his journey was interesting because he was such an athlete. He dunk on you, he drive, he could shoot the three, but it wasn't really, from what I remember, it wasn't like a huge part of his game, because he could do so many other things. And as it evolved, he adapted and made it, more of a feature to space in the floor and being able to make that transition to Boston when he did, and help that team win a championship, and obviously in Miami as well. So I think the different iterations of his game throughout his career is pretty impressive, but also the work that he put in is a common theme. As you saw, he used to show up to the arena 3 hours early on the court, get shots up when there was nobody in there. And he had a very specific routine that he stuck to. And I learned a lot from that. I got to see him in Milwaukee when I was 10 years old and do shoot arounds with him and my dad. My brother was out there, and the coach would let us be a part of drills and stuff like that. So I always just got inspired by, shooting the ball at a high level. And you see those, my dad and Ray Allen shooting it, right in front of you. It's a pretty cool sight. So I try to hold my own too.
He thinks the world of you and what you've done. I mean, does that mean a lot to you? And he's credited the way you work.
Yeah, I just like the fact that he complimented my golf game more than basketball. Basketball is cool. Everybody talks about that. The fact that I can beat him in golf, that's even better.
Two more, one for Ron, then one on Zoom for Joe.
Steph, have you allowed yourself to think about what it would be like to break the record on the road? And I ask that because, obviously statistically, it seems that's likely now, 5 road games after Wednesday, but also you've had a unique experience in road games, fans chanting MVP. That doesn't usually happen for a visiting player. If you break it in Philly or Indy or New York, what do you think that'll be like?
I don't know. I kind of like that, just the anticipation of what that could mean. I do. I remember watching Ray break Reggie's record, and it was in Boston, and Reggie was on the sideline doing the call, and it was such a just dope moment. He hit it. I think there was a possession or two and a foul, and he walked over and gave Reggie a hug. during the free throw. And then the next time out, he went back over there and said something to him. I remember watching on TV and just feeling the energy in there. So I think any basketball fan will appreciate when it happens, no matter where it is. You know, history is kind of made, but I like the anticipation of just, again, being in the moment and enjoying, all that's gone into it.